I'm Bridget Bag, and I'm the founder of Career Innovations. Career Innovations is an executive search firm that was launched in 2007. We are a referral-based firm, and we pride ourselves in innovative technology and tools to locate the best talent for our clients. And the reason why we decided to put together this workshop is that we find that referrals are not only the best way to find some of the top talent out there, but they also seem to also the best way to, when you're working together, the retention is much better of finding employees that they're going to actually stay. So before we dive right in, if this is your first time using GoToWebinar, you have a tool panel that's on your right. You can ask questions one of two ways depending on how you logged into the workshop. You can raise your hand and I can unmute your line, would allow you to verbally ask your question, or you can type your question in the chat box below, and that way I can read your question. So if you have any questions throughout the workshop, just be sure to type them in, and we'll actually announce the questions following the presentation. We also have Andrew with RolePoint on the line. He'll be giving an overview of how RolePoint can bring value to your organization. Again, if you have any direct questions to him, he'll be more than happy to show you how RolePoint can actually automate your referral program and bring you some top talent that a lot of your employees may be connected to. I like to do about a 30-second overview about myself. Again, I'm the Director of Staffing and Recruiting. We use unconventional and untraditional methods to find some of our talent. We use an innovative approach. And one of my passions is organizational development and change. I truly believe an organizational culture starts with the company's core values and is also the foundation for attracting and retaining top talent. Some of the services that we do offer is you're taking advantage of them today, HR training, also job seeker training. You do compensation benchmark as well as referral retention workshops. One of my favorite quotes is, "Good is the enemy of great. Few people attain great lives, partly because it's just so easy to settle for a good one." That quote actually comes from Jim Collins. The book Good to Great is a great read if you ever have time to check that particular book out. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's on the agenda today. We're going to be talking about the power of referrals. It's no secret that referral employees have higher retention rates and increased employee engagement within the organization. We're also going to look at the power of the brand. A good referral employee program starts with creating a corporate culture that's positive. Basically, your organization has to become a company that people want to refer others to explore. So this is something that you need to look at before you even start to implement a referral program, is making sure that you do have some type of positive brand that's already out there as well. If not, also look at ways that you can at least start to move towards a positive brand and which your employees would like to refer other candidates to. Rewards that reward. What are employees' motivators? That's something that we want to talk about as well. The rewards that you really want to look at are the rewards that your employees actually want. We're going to review some monetary and non-monetary awards that you can implement within your program. Keep in mind that most of the program or most of the rewards that are implemented is not always money that's going to motivate your staff. So you want to also look for ways to incorporate non-monetary motivators that can definitely take advantage or help your employees take advantage of the program as well. And you want to have some type of plan of action. A successful referral program, it takes a lot more than a few free gift cards and reward points. You definitely want to have something in place that's not only feasible but practical for your organization. We're going to talk about ways to build a pipeline that would generate a constant flow of talent and technology that's available that would allow you to automate and streamline your entire employee referral process. So let's first take a look at the power of referrals. A well-designed referral program is a way to identify your top prospects. So I know a lot of people, when they are looking for employees or they have a job opening, the first line of defense is to, post a job on one of the job boards, Career Builder, Monster, LinkedIn. If you're in a particular industry where you have a niche, a lot of people take advantage of the niche boards. But come to find out, referrals is the best way. They're #1 source for hiring for volume and as well as quality. It is unfortunate that even though this shows us the best way to hire for a quality, it's the least that people actually implement. And statistics have shown, or data has shown, that the referral candidates stay 5 times as longer than other candidates that are surfaced alternative ways. This is because the employees not only know the people that they're referring, but they also know their reputations on the line. So they're going to make sure they're going to find those top quality candidates that have the skill set that you're looking for. Speed is the next one that we look at. Of course, if you're using an ATS, an applicant tracking system, or if you're waiting for someone to actually to physically apply to your job, it can take anywhere from 29 to 39 days for you to fill a position. Career sites can take up to 45 days. We're running to about a month and a half just to get some candidates in there. And it's not to say that you're making a hire. Sometimes this is how long it is for you to actually pinpoint an employee or a candidate that you might even want to interview. Being able to send referrals, the speed to market is pretty much cut in half. And the reason is that is generating fewer weak applicants, which means that you're not having to go through a pile of resumes of people that are just applying to a job because it has those buzzwords, or people are just applying because they're in survival mode. There's a lot of employees, or a lot of potential employees out there that are just applying to applying to positions hoping that one sticks. So you're not having to shuffle through all those resumes trying to find or pinpoint that one employee, and especially when you actually have time to review a candidate that's going to be able to be more effective through a referral. The bottom line is less wasted managed time. The programs are going to be able to generate, again, few weak applicants. You're going to spend less time interviewing weak candidates. You're going to spend less time, again, searching for those quality candidates, and you're going to have a better return on the people that you do hire. Next thing that a referral program, or the power of referrals, is able to look at is retention. The average length of an employment of all initial hires after 1 year. Referrals, again, it ranks #1 in this department. 46% retention rate for 1 year compared to 33% off of career sites, and it actually goes down to 22% from job boards. The average length of employment of all initial hires after 2 years, again, employee referrals ranked at #1 as this as well. It shows that 45% of employees that are retained or actually gained from referrals stay after 2 years, and again, compared to 20% on job boards. So it's pretty much is cut in half when you're using job boards and using other resources, and it even goes down to 14% after 3 years. Again, so it's pretty much telling you that employees that you find any other way than from referrals, you're going to see a drastic decrease or decline in retention. This is because your employees will need to learn more about the practices, and a company that employs superstars, these superstars are able to at least bring them referrals on board and help with the training, getting them acclimated with the culture, and that's something that you're not able to benefit from someone that you retrieve off a job board or someone that you may retrieve off a career site. And again, employees also add value, which means it's going to increase the morale of your entire organization. Your current employees want to feel as if they're being able to bring some type of value to the organization, and why not through a referral? Applicant-hire ratio. Referrals, again, are number one in this department as well. The higher rate is 1 out of 3 applications for top performing firms and 1 out of 10 on average firms. Again, this is compared to the applicant-hire ratio, which is 1 out of 18 from all other sources. Again, 1 out of 3 compared to 1 out of 18. So you're also looking at, this goes back to speed, and it also goes back to quality. So instead of you having to shuffle through 18 applicants just to find one, through a referral, you're able to look at 1 out of 3. So the ratios definitely speak for themselves. With the with the faster hires and the faster initial time to actually get these employees onboarded, you're going to have higher productivity as well, which means that you're going to be able to get the task at hand completed at a much faster rate than having to bring somebody on that eventually, as retention shows, may not even stay after the first year. Needless to say, your cost per hire, of course, when you're using other resources, job boards, even using a third party, which may either charge a flat rate or a percentage of a person's annual salary, the costs are definitely going to be much lower if you actually use, again, your talent and the people that you already have in your organization that may know someone that can do that job. A well-designed referral program can definitely have the perks and the bonuses to energize your employees to actually take advantage of these resources. But again, they're not going to compare to how much you're going to have to pay to actually implement some of the resources that are out there that's going to take a lot of your time up. And a lot of people do not equate time as money when they think of time. The days that your position is not filled, those are the days that your company may be also losing money. So you definitely want to look at that as well. One other issue that we look at is the diversity impact. There's also different sides of the story with diversity. Some say that if you use referrals to its extent, or you use it 100%, and this is your only way that you find referrals or the only way that you fill your job openings, it can also be somewhat screwed with your diversity impact, which means that it may show different numbers where a particular group may not be shown correctly throughout your organization. So it may impact your diversity, but we also seen some research that also suggests that a well-designed referral program, which means that there's a balance, that you're not only using referrals, but you're also taking advantage of other outlets as well to find your candidates. It also shows that there's no negative impact on diversity whatsoever. But the key word in here is to being able to implement a well-designed referral program. That's the key word. So you're not going to be able to use the power of referrals for every single opening that you have. In fact, you may not want to. It may be some openings that your organization may not have people in place to fill. It may be a newly created position that some of your candidate or some of your employees may not have anyone there in their network they can reach out to. That happens. But you also want to take in fact that you're doing some type of balance, and I think in life too much of anything is not too good. So you definitely want to take a look at that as well. What does your brand say? And the reason why I put in the brand, because I think that the brand is a number, what your company says about yourself, and is the number one way that your program is going to actually work. I mean, a lot of times people do not understand why their brand is important and how this can actually affect the success of your referral program. The power of referrals mean nothing if your organizational brand is not intact. A employee referral program can only be used as a morale indicator if you are not actually being able to implement a successful program. You can actually look at this as a way to see, what do we need to change? If your employees don't like the company, don't like the firm, even if they don't like their boss, it's definitely going to reflect in the results that you're going to generate. as a effectiveness, your employees would not want to refer anyone. And again, this can be an indicator of whether or not your organization has any type of cohesiveness in moving forward. The first one is low morale. Corporate politics, there's no challenge. If a company feels or an employee feels there's no room for growth, these are triggers that's going to cause your organization not to be able to produce the referrals that you're looking to. High turnover is another one. If someone feels that they refer someone, they're not going to be here for too long, and again, it goes also on the other hand, if they feel there's no longevity for themselves, they're not going to refer anyone. Frequent changes. If every year, you're changing your vision, your mission, your company is taking a totally new direction, all this shows is that your employees are going to start to lose faith in your entire organization. And if they think the organization's stability is at stake, again, they're more than likely not going to refer anyone to the organization. Any type of managerial changes. This holds truth with frequent managerial changes, and it goes back with frequent changes. Again, if this is affecting the cohesiveness of the team, there shows no type of consistency. Again, people are not going to invite their friends or invite any colleagues into chaos. Little engagement. This is very important to keep your employees engaged in your referral program. So if you're feeling that you're not getting engagement, you need to figure out what's going to motivate your group or what's going to motivate your employees to be able to participate in the program. Also, another thing that can not only affect your brand but also affect your entire employee program is a narrow group of referrals. There are some organizations that limit referrals just to particular departments or to particular employees. That's also going to narrow your pool of employees or candidates to choose from. So you want to be able to open this up to, especially to departments that you're finding hard to fill, but you also want to open it up to the organization in which everyone as a whole can participate. No rewards. No rewards or rewards of little value. Again, everyone doesn't value money the same. People are, not everyone gets excited over a gift card. So you want to find out rewards that are going to be able to connect with your employees. You also want to find out awards that are going to bring them value as well. We're going to talk about some of the rewards that you can implement that are very cost effective and also are going to bring more value than any other type of monetary award that could be out there. Another one is no action plan. Like any other major tactic, employee referral program should be proactively planned. And a lot of times companies aren't planning this out, they're winging it. We'll just put it on the website and they'll put a share button on there. Hey, just share it if you know someone that may be interested. Without a plan, you might as well call it quits before you start. Again, members that have their network, they want to feel as if they can trust the information they're sending to you, and they also want to know that there's going to be some type of compensation or reward to begin with. You need to be able to answer the questions whether or not, what is this going to bring them? Especially, it brings us to our next point if it's too complicated. I've seen rewards not only to receive rewards has become complicated, but also being able to showcase the employees or potential candidates they'll like to refer have become complicated. If you have to go to HR, did you read your email, go out to the job board, we have to create you a login and password. When making a referral turns into a work or turns into a job, it's not going to happen. A lot of people have enough on their plate, so they're not going to go out and try to find other ways to make their job more difficult. Again, there are some organizations that are manually sending out jobs and hoping that their employees generate leads. Again, we're going to talk about ways that you can automate this process. Right now, if you're manually sending it out, it's going to be very hard to track who is sending you who and how you're going to reward that person as well. And that brings us down to no tracking. If you have no analytics to analyze, how do you know if your efforts are working? You should be tracking your efforts to see what's working and what is being wasted. You need to have some type of tangible data in place that will allow you to see what needs to be improved and some of the things that you need to omit altogether. This will let you know who's getting you the best hires and how it's going to impact your ROI. Rewards that reward. This is the part that you should get a good idea of what motivates your employees. The best first line of defense, I think, should be communication. Know what motivates them. This is something that can be, you can speak to your employees about during their performance reviews, during their annual or quarterly intake. You definitely should be speaking with them on what motivates them, not only to be able to have them become a more productive employee, but also you can use some of these answers to implement into your overall employee referral program. First one is monetary rewards. Again, that's a given. You can use cash, gift cards. You know, you can make this an option. They can donate. I've seen people donate some of their monetary rewards to a foundation or to a nonprofit. A lot of people find this as well a good fit for them as well. But also keep in mind, if you have very well compensated employees, the extra $500 doesn't mean anything to them, or extra $1,000 doesn't mean anything to them. So you definitely want to find ways to incorporate monetary rewards into some additional things. Next one is flex scheduling or telecommute. You know, for a week or two, depending on the needs of the organization. See if you can actually find a way that you can incorporate some type of flex scheduling. Can they stay at home for a couple days? Did the job or the duties that they're doing require them to physically be on site? You won't believe how some people really care about being able to have that work and life balance. So if you're able to incorporate some type of flex scheduling, that'll be great. Vacation days or extended vacation, PTO, you know, giving people days off. Again, this is going to be able to help someone that's going to be able to work from the office as well as spend time with their family. I've seen people do a free day pass, which they can use any day they want to. Personal enrichment classes. Again, this doesn't have to be work related. Personal enrichment classes can be tickets to an event, tickets to a sporting event, a concert. It can be piano lessons, guitar lessons, anything that they want to do that may not be work related, and a lot of people would definitely find value in this as well. Depending on your budget, you can incorporate trips. Believe it or not, some of the trips that are out there, well, some of the discounted travel lines are pretty much less than some of the monetary rewards if you can find a good deal, especially at a corporate rate. So definitely incorporate some type of trips for their referral efforts. And I look at a combination, and that's the one I really like, that you can take any of these ideas and make a combination out of it. You can do a enrichment, you know, a personal enrichment ticket somewhere, as well as you're paying for their stay while they're there. So it's different ways that you can do a combo. But at the end of the day, you want to have some type of plan of action in place. To be successful, your referral program should have some type of comprehensive plan that you're going to be able to incorporate, and you want to be able to have some way that you're tracking this. So once you're able to put your plan of action together, you want to get engagement. It goes back to knowing those motivators. Management should definitely be involved. This shouldn't just be something that HR is doing. This shouldn't be just something that a particular department is doing. To make this work, everyone needs to be on the same accord. So you want to be able to get engagement down to your employees all the way up to your executive team. And the way to do this is know what's going to motivate your staff. Automate the process. As we touched on earlier, is a complicated process. The program will become very unattractive and ineffective if you don't have any type of way to make this something that's going to be easy for your staff, but also easy for you to track. If a referral becomes, like I said, if this becomes a job for some of your employees, they're not going to participate. Even if they do know someone, they just don't want to have to jump through the hoops to be able to get them in front of you. Finally, track your results. You know, and one of my favorite quotes is, you can't change what you don't measure. RolePoint has a platform in which they have features in place that you can actually track your your current employees and see who they're actually referring. I think this is a wonderful tool that you can use, so you know who's sending you referrals, you know if the people that are sending you are of quality and of value, and you can limit this and actually look at this data to see how this person or how this employee is impacting your organization altogether. So tracking will allow you to know what's working, and it's also going to allow you to know what's wasting your time. Without further ado, I'm going to open up the line for Andrew with RolePoint. He's going to be talking about automating your process and using RolePoint as a way that you can implement in your organization, how you can leverage some of the analytics that they bring to the table, and how this is going to be able to increase your ROI on your current referral program if you have one in place. So I'm definitely going to open the line up and have him speak to you about that.
Hey everyone, thank you so much, Bridget, for passing this along. And I know that you learned a lot from Bridget about your employee referral program and how we could optimize that. And I definitely did want to let you know what we have going on over here at RolePoint. But before that, to introduce myself, so my name is Andrew Higashi. My role here is I'm the head of strategic accounts. And really, I'm helping to take care of companies to evaluate their employee referral program, take a look at these different factors that Bridget has mentioned that are really motivating them to make referrals, and then really come up with a great solution, automate your referrals process, and make this super easy to track and manage on the back end. And I'll tell you a little bit about RolePoint and also just hop into the product and let you know what we're doing in terms of the technology here. But with RolePoint, we're a company that's 3 years of age. We're actually helping companies small and large to optimize their employee referral program. And we've seen many common challenges when it comes to recruitment. Our client AppDynamics actually had a challenge in converting passive candidates to applicants and getting them to come on board to the company. And when you have your employees acting as introducers, and they're introducing you to relevant contacts within their network, then that's how we're really helping to break through all this noise. It's really easy to find someone's information on LinkedIn, but it's hard to cut through all the noise with so many recruiters reaching out to those people. In fact, LinkedIn reported only a 5% open rate to any email sent from recruiters. So by having your employees become ambassadors of your company and introducing your company to their relevant contacts, that's where we're really seeing that we're getting the passive candidates to actually come on board. And with Informatica, so there's an interesting case with them, and with many companies we're working with, if we take a step back and we actually look at the percentage of employees engaging, it's a very small percentage. In fact, with most companies, it's in between 10 to 15% of employees that have actually made a referral in the year of 2013. And I would challenge anyone here to actually take a look at the numbers and see how many bonuses you paid out last year, as well as how many employees have actually submitted a referral in the year of 2013. Now, with Informatica, their number was 12%, right? So only 12% of their employees were actually engaging with the platform. And so what we did is we actually said, hey, your employees are motivated beyond just financial rewards. We need to give them social recognition, and we want to do charity donations. And so what we actually did with Informatica is we actually ran a campaign, and this was the same time that the Philippines had been hit by that typhoon. And we said, hey, to all employees that are participating here, $5 will be donated under your name to the Philippines Relief Fund. And so by rewarding employees with altruistic rewards such as donations, we actually had a huge uptick in participation in the referral program. In fact, when we finished this 60-day pilot with Informatica, we actually found that 43% of their employees were now participating. And like Bridget said, if you're only rewarding financially, you're only rewarding the minority of your employees. Your employees are motivated financially through altruistic rewards and social recognition, and we need to make sure that we touch on all those 3 points to maximize our referral program. And then we'll take a look at another case study with Lender Live. So what they were doing is they were getting a lot of candidates through job boards and career sites. And as Bridget has said, I mean, the conversion rate from candidate to hire is very, very low. I mean, 1 out of every 72 applicants were actually hired at Lender Live, and that's primarily because they were so focused on job boards as well as career sites. However, what we told them to do is focus more attention on the referral program, set automation around that, let your employees know who to refer, and in doing so, we're going to really help to improve your applicant-to-hire ratio. So we actually improved their applicant-to-hire ratio to 1 out of every 10 applicants are actually hired into the company. And I want to show you how we do that. So with RolePoint, we are an entire recruitment platform where the pipeline is actually driven by employee referrals. And we help you to hire talent from now, so any open requisitions that you have open. And if that person is a passive candidate, then we help to nurture them for the future. And there's really 3 legs of our technology here. The first one being employee engagement. How do we manage campaigns internally? What's motivating our employees? How do we educate them on our referral program, as well as provide an automated feedback loop to make sure that they know where their referrals sit? Employee engagement is a very important aspect of your employee referral program, and we help to automate this entire process. The second is candidate experience. So now, instead of your candidates coming in through a job board, applying through a career site, they're getting introduced from your own employees. So they have warm introductions to the role. With the platform, they'll also get to see a good view of your culture and employer brand. So that's also just great within converting more applicants to the company, especially because job boards and career sites, they don't look as attractive. And when you're referring a requisition to your contacts, it's not as interesting as if you're referring content and more information about the company, the culture, the products, and employer brand. And furthermore, we have a full mobile optimization. So we have a mobile application, as well as you can just access our site from your iOS as well as Android. And then the third leg is really the recruitment analytics. So what companies are actually doing nowadays is they're tracking referrals manually. They're doing this through Excel spreadsheets. They're doing this through Google spreadsheets. And it's quite tough where the employee makes a referral, the recruiter's tracking it through a spreadsheet, they have to report it to payroll, they have to keep track of all the different payments here, and they also have to keep the feedback loop constant with your employee. And it starts to become a really arduous job. With our recruitment data, we're going to show you who's participating in the program. We're going to benchmark that per industry, since we're working with many, many organizations out there. And we're actually going to show you what social networks your employees are engaging with the most, whether that be Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook. And all of this was actually built around things that we've learned from companies like Google and Facebook. Google and Facebook's executives actually invested in RolePoint's company. And as we're taking a look at the investors, as you see down below, what you're going to realize is that all of this technology, we've taken a look at what Google and Facebook have built internally, and we've built out the best practices here. And so we're fully going to help you to roll out all of the initiatives that Google and Facebook have built internally, except we've automated that process, bundled it up, and we're making that available to all of our clients. We will provide you with full consulting and customer support. So know that our customer success team will advise and run all campaigns for you. We'll really help to increase awareness and employee engagement. We'll train your recruitment team up on how to leverage the platform, and we'll make sure that it's just very easy for your team to make referrals here. As part of our advisory board, so we're working with some larger names out there in the industry. Kevin Wheeler, John Sumser, China Gorman, the CEO of Great Places to Work, and also our lead consultant built out the employee referral programs for Oracle, BBC, as well as Rackspace. And so we're not only going to provide the technology, but we're also going to provide the consulting and the account management necessary to ensure our clients' success in rolling out the referral program. And here's some of the larger clients that we're working with, like Fujitsu, KPMG, Concur. We're working with clients in all different industries, from company size 50 to company size over 100,000. So Yeah, would definitely love to speak with you after this webinar and discuss your employee referral program and how we can help. So now hopping into what RolePoint has to offer, so hopping into the first thing that we talked about with employee engagement. So it's really tough to consistently release requisitions and then ask employees if they know someone who would be a good fit. And without technology, that's nearly impossible and not scalable at all. With RolePoint's technology, we can actually run campaigns. So an employee would receive this message once or twice a month, where we can specify who's actually seeing what position. So based off of title, department, and location, if it's a more technical person, you can actually say, hey, do you know more engineers that would be a good fit for this company? And on top of that, here are the people that would be the best fit for the role. And you also do have a unique URL link, so you can share this link through email, through text, through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and anyone who clicks back on that link is completely tracked, and anyone who applies off of that link is completely tracked as well. So if we can hit each one of your relevant employees once or twice a month and ask them to refer to 5 to 7 positions and also serve up the best people in their network, we're really receiving a lot of engagement. And from RolePoint's dashboard, you can manage all of these campaigns that are being sent out to your employees. Once an employee clicks on that link, we educate them on your referral program. And what we do is we'll actually fly our digital marketing manager out to your offices. We'll record your head of HR or your CEO talking about why referrals are important to the organization. We'll outline the referral policy, and we'll also go ahead and show your employees how to use the platform. So they can view open roles, they can find friends to refer, they can track referrals, all from RolePoint's portal. And so one problem with referral programs is it's not very transparent. Employees don't know what the policy looks like, which is why we're educating them. They don't know the referral bonus at the end of the tunnel. So with RolePoint, for every requisition, whether it be a $1,000 bonus or whether it be a $500 bonus, we're actually showing that to your employee and making it clear that if they refer someone that gets hired to this position, they will receive that bonus. And as you can see, we also do have the personal link here, which is completely tracked. So anytime your employee wants to share a broadcast to social networks, they can be rest assured that that is completely tracked, and you'll be able to monitor all of the recruitment analytics on the back end of everything. And this is the old way of social referrals. When social referrals first came out, companies were saying, oh, all I need to do is give this link to my employees and then have them share to their networks, and then we'll receive candidates. But when your employees are doing that, the only candidates that you're receiving are actively looking for roles. And you are having your employees broadcast. It's not very personal. And yeah, you'll get some applicants off of that, but that's not where RolePoint is seeing the most benefit. We're seeing the most benefit through one-to-one messaging. And so with RolePoint's technology, based off of title, location, keywords in their LinkedIn profile, companies and universities that you've already found success in hiring from, our technology reads your open job requisitions and will actually let your employees know who would be the best fit for the role. So if we're looking for a senior field marketing manager, I as an employee can actually see who a marketing manager is within my LinkedIn profile, where they're based, and I could easily click on them and click on their profile and send them a one-to-one message to the role. And this is exactly how we're engaging with passive candidates, where active candidates, they're actively looking for a role. But the passive candidates, they're being reached out cold by recruiters, and that's that 5% in-mail response rate that we see here today. So we cut through the noise. We let your employees become introducers to the most relevant people in their network, and that's how we're receiving a lot more conversion for passive candidates here. This one-to-one message will include a trackable link, so any of their contacts that click on the link, the employee is actually credited for that referral. And so now, instead of being manual and paper-based and not being able to track any kind of referrals, we're making this process automated, targeting your employees' networks, letting them know who's a good fit, and enabling them to introduce that person to the role. And of course, you can fill out a form and make a traditional referral or recommendation, which is also good. And so RolePoint allows you to keep on getting the great recommendations that you're getting today, but we open up the top of the pipeline to what we call the social referral. And the traditional referral is actually a recommendation, right? So the number of people that your employees would actually recommend from their network is very small. In fact, it's 2, maximum 3 people that they could list off the top of their head that they'll actually put the job on the line for. But that's not to say that there are super relevant contacts within their network. The difference today is that your employees have really large networks. They have people that they used to work with 5, 10 years ago. They're connected socially on LinkedIn with many people who would be a great cultural fit for your job. They're not introducing you to them because they're held too accountable for referrals. And so now, by letting them know, hey, now the definition of a social referral is an introduction. And if you introduce these relevant people to the role, you'll still get the bonus, but you won't be held accountable and your neck won't be on the line for making that referral. And so that's really how we're helping to open up the top of the funnel and make employees introducers so that you can increase your referrals pipeline. We motivate them in many ways. So we can run campaigns based around donating to your charity of choice. So some of the times teams will actually generate a specific goal that they want to hit with money that they want to raise for a referral program, and we already talked about Informatica, so I'll move on to LenderLive. What LenderLive actually did is they ran a campaign during the holidays around homeless families. And so their goal was to raise $500 in 1 month, and all the employees needed to do was make a referral through the system. And so by creating these team-based goals, employees will receive emails and thank you letters from the Colorado Homeless Family Shelter. But at the end of the day, we're really finding other ways, other than just financial rewards, to motivate your employees with, and we're creating campaigns around that. And as Bridget said, employees are also very motivated by what we call social recognition. So when they make a successful referral, someone gets hired into the organization, they can actually get listed off within the newsletters and say, hey, Megan Montgomery has done a great job in participating in our referral program. She's one of our top users. Oftentimes what we'll do to help you to build the referrals culture is we'll have your CEO go to that desk of that employee with a huge check, and they can actually take a picture with that employee, all the employees applause, and that check gets actually published within a newsletter that goes out on a monthly basis. So now what you're doing is you're actually creating a story around your referral program. You're running raffles. You're thinking of innovative ways to engage with your employees, and you're providing them with an easy way to refer so that you can track all of these campaigns. What we have here is the iPad raffle. So for every employee of Sodexo that made a qualified referral for this month, they were actually qualified to receive an iPad mini. And so as you can see here, there was a clear winner of the iPad mini, Jacqueline Johnson, and that was reported to the company as well, also influencing their referral program. And of course, other companies are going to be motivated by different things. In DTS's case, it was an American Express gift card for $100. So we also help to engage employees through fun activities. So what recruiters really like to do is they like to sit employees down and they like to say, hey, who from your network would be a good fit for the role? This is something that we've seen a lot from Google. What we've done is we've actually automated this process and made it more fun. And also we're providing bonuses like a $15 Amazon gift card for completing the user flow, where I as an employee, all I need to do is say, yes, this candidate's a good fit, or no, not right now. And at the end of the user flow, I can actually receive a reward. And RolePoint can actually serve these candidates up based off of our algorithm. So you're actually letting your employees know the most relevant people in their network. And all they need to do is say, yes, this is a great fit, or this person is not a great fit right now. And at the end of the user flow, they get a $15 Amazon gift card. What this does is it helps your recruitment team to drive pipeline, because now they have suggestions from their employees, and they could actually reach out to the employees and strategize a really good way to bring this person on board. So that was the employee engagement section, and now we're going to discuss how this is important for the candidate experience as well. So when you first get introduced to a role from an employee referral, it's a great experience. One of your old friends is reaching out to you and says that you would be a great fit for a role within the organization, and it's been a long time since you caught up, and they're the ones starting the conversation. This makes the candidate experience a lot more seamless, where they're getting an email from one of their first-degree connections, not an email cold from a recruiter. They can go ahead and click on the link, and they can see a picture of the culture of your organization, where they can see your office building, they can see pictures of your team, they can read the job requisition, they can also see the person that they're going to be speaking with on the next level as well, or a picture of the person that has referred them to the role. And then it's really easy to click on Apply Now, and RolePoint, we redirect that applicant towards your ATS or applicant tracking system. Or they can actually apply through RolePoint and submit their resume through RolePoint. So those are the two easy ways that they can actually apply. So we're making this entire experience mobile. Most employees are making referrals off of office hours. So they're actually making referrals before 7 a.m. or after 5 p.m. And what we allow your recruitment team to do is hit your employees with the relevant messages at the right time. Perhaps they're on their commute to work, perhaps they're eating dinner with an old friend or connection. They could actually take out their phone, take a look at the requisition, and recommend a friend to that role immediately. And so as you can see here, I could recommend a friend through Facebook. I can also go ahead and share requisitions through text or through email. And so if I'm sitting across the dinner table from someone, I can actually say, hey, you'd be a great fit for this role, so check your text messages. And if you apply through that link, then you're actually considered a referral from me. So mobile has been really huge in referrals, and we help to pull all the jobs from your job site into the mobile application so that you can actually see the job description. It's a great user interface, and it's really an engaging way for your employees to make referrals, and likewise for candidates to come back and say that they're interested in the role. So behind your referral program, there's a lot of data. So there's many different recruitment analytics that we can look at here. So as far as seeing your latest candidates, you can see who's been referred to roles even if they haven't applied yet. And you can also see the entire conversion funnel from your referral program. So the number of users that you've reached, number of referrals that you've had, and the number of applications that you've had through referrals. It's also very important to see which departments are actually engaging the most. So typically engineering, accounting, they won't refer that much. And if you can actually show that, then you could let the director of engineering know that you need more referrals, and this is the easy way to do that. You get to see the most viewed jobs within the organization, as well as how many people have activated their accounts. And if you have a low activation rate, that might mean that you want to run another campaign and tailor towards people with social recognition or altruistic rewards instead of just providing financial bonuses. Our talent management allows you to see all of these individuals that are coming through the pipeline so that you can actually see their current job title, who they're referred by, and their current role, as well as their email. You would see if they're referred or if they've actually applied to the role. So it really helps you to move these candidates through the pipeline. Also with the analytics, you can also drill that down and you could see graphs over time. So for this year, you can actually be able to monitor your success with referrals and how many people that you're hiring. And this makes it very easy, essentially, for you to report to your executives on how effective your referral program is. And of course, you'll be able to source many referrals, activate more users, deliver recruitment info to users, monitor all campaign history, make any kind of match finder games, all through our system. And of course, you will have full account management to ensure that these campaigns are running effectively and you know exactly when you want to deploy them. Our incentive management makes it incredibly simple for you to set specific bonuses. Maybe there's a specific position in the company that you want to hire for more, so you want to double that bonus. And we've rolled out worldwide to many, many different organizations out there. So different countries will, of course, be in different currencies, and different requisitions will have different bonuses tied to them. And that's completely fine. We have unlimited tiers of bonuses and incentives with RolePoint. Furthermore, we can actually adjust the algorithm, so the suggestions that your employees are getting from their network, and we can make that as specific as you'd like it to be, or we can make it as loose as you'd like it to be. Maybe if it's for a beginner role, an associate role, then we make it a little bit more broad, but if it's for a manager role, then we can make it a little bit more targeted with different companies that you want to target keywords, or you can omit companies from being suggested in referrals as well. Great, and that was what I had to walk through here today. And thanks so much, everyone, for your time. I'm definitely available after this webinar to walk through anything about the product, and I can also put together a live demo site for you if you want to actually see how our technology will look and feel when it's custom branded towards your actual company here. And so I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Bridget to wrap up the webinar here. Bridget, back over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm actually very happy. Everything that you said was definitely on point, and just being able to see the product and seeing how it works and how it's able to connect with everyone shows that, you know, how it can help them streamline and automate their entire process. And I did go ahead and put my screen back on. Hopefully everyone can see my screen right now. Yes, and I have your contact information. The last page, again, if you want to reach out to Andrew directly, this is his direct email address as well as his phone number. Again, my contact information is on here as well. We do have about 10 minutes left. I am going to open up the line for questions. If there are any questions, please type them below or raise your hand and I can unmute your line. Diane has a question about the user flow. The user flow requires no hires. So I'm guessing she's asking, so the user flow requires no hires, that's just an initiative to get people to engage. Is that correct?
Yeah, so with the user flow of RolePoint, so this is getting people to actively refer. And we also do require that that person gets hired into the role in order to pay out that bonus. And we could actually provide reports from payroll so that we can show them these people have been referred, they've been at the organization for the probationary period of time, which most of the time is 90 days, and so we owe this employee this bonus. And so we do the platform based off of hires as well, and so for the referral bonus, that's going to be paid after the probationary period of time. Now, if we take a step back with paying an employee after 90 days, you know, it takes around 30 to 45 days from time to hire. So 45 days plus 90 days, that's nearly half a year before that employee has actually been rewarded for that referral. And that's fine, but we also want to reward employees for the act of making a referral. So RolePoint makes that very easy and trackable. And as you saw through the $15 Amazon gift card and micro rewards, by rewarding the act of making a referral, we're actually going to be rewarding the majority of employees rather than just rewarding the referred hire, which is going to be the minority, which is only 1 out of every 10 referrals are actually hired. And so that's a little bit more about kind of the way that we're incentivizing employees throughout the entire referral process here.
Okay. I have another one by Jessica. Can this be used for non-employees for a talent network?
Absolutely. So that's absolutely how RolePoint is being used with many major staffing organizations out there. Kforce, as well as Kelly Services, Mitchell Martin, TRC Staffing. That's how they're using us with their talent network. So with the passive candidates, you can actually upload them to the system, or they can sign up and create an account. And RolePoint actually sponsors external referral rewards. So if someone's outside of your employee base, they can still receive, let's say, a $500 reward like an iPad mini for getting a referral to you that gets hired into the organization. RolePoint will actually process all of the fees required as well, and will manage the fulfillment of that reward too, so we can ship that reward to the right person. And so we do advocate external referral rewards, especially when you're trying to get your talent network or your passive candidates, in other words, to make referrals. Yeah, so that's definitely a good question here, and we'll fully support your initiatives.
Okay. It was a follow-up from Jessica's question about the talent network. If a referral someone that's not in the network, do they create an account beforehand?
Yep. So you can onboard these people in two ways. If you have their information, that's great. You can upload them to the system manually, or an employee can actually opt in, or a Talent Network member can opt in and sign up for the platform just by creating a username as well as a password, and then they could also take a look at all of your requisitions and make referrals to you for that external bonus.
And just to piggyback off of what Andrew was saying, that's why I do like this this particular platform. Is not just for organizations that may just have employees that work for them. This is something that staffing firms are using, third parties are using, so it targets not only internal but also external candidates, or like you said, passive candidates as well. See if there's any more questions. Right now I don't see any more questions. We have about 2 minutes. Is there anything else that you'd like to add far as what RolePoint's doing now or in the future? Any new incentives that you have, or anything that's going on that can help any of the participants out? I'm sorry, Andrew, are you still there?
Yes.
It sounded like your line was muted. I was actually asking, was there anything that you'd like to share as far as any incentives from RolePoint or the future? Are you adding any new features to RolePoint that they should be looking out for?
Oh, apologies. I thought you were asking the audience over here. Yeah, I'd love to talk about the future of RolePoint. And so with RolePoint, we're going to keep on developing this technology. What we're doing is we're providing companies with tons of upfront value because many organizations are starting to turn their own employees for referrals rather than going to outsourced agencies, spending a lot of money, as well as going to job boards and career sites and sifting through many, many resumes to get someone that might not even be a good cultural fit for the job. And once we get employees engaging and participating within your referral program, RolePoint is actually building tools for recruiters so that they can type in keywords on skills that they want to see in their employees' network. And so you can actually type in skills. I want them to have C++ development under their belt. Oh, okay, well, these are the 10 employees within my company that are connected with people with these skills. And so we actually have a technology that's just about to go live for that. And we're also getting into the performance management space. And what that enables your employees to do is perhaps take surveys about the company, get lots of feedback, give feedback from their managers, and really make this all anonymous so that you can get more data behind your employees. Because they like to use platforms that are fun, they like to be incentivized and participate. Once we have the baseline in there for referrals, we're going to expand that among a lot larger of a suite for performance management. So that's a little bit about the future of RolePoint and where we're headed within the next 3 to 6 months here.
Great. So yeah, it sounds like you guys are definitely over there putting together some innovative add-ons that you're going to be able to offer to anyone that's looking to at least join within the next month or two. Even now, this will be available for them, like you said, within the next 2 to 4 months. Well, if there's not any questions, we are at the top of the hour. This particular workshop is recorded. It will be available on our YouTube channel. We'll also have it linked to our site. If you have any direct questions for Andrew, and like he said, if he would like to give you a one-on-one demo of how RolePoint works and how it can be implemented in your organization, definitely give him a call directly or send him a line directly to his email. If there's no further questions, I wish everyone to have a great day and enjoy this upcoming weekend. Thank you so much for your time, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Bridget, and for everyone on this call. Really appreciate it, and we'll look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.